Registro dell'Ammiraglio, January 10th, 1940. Dios santo! Our logistics division has made a huge fafancolo. All of our warships are supposed to have an even mix of high explosive and armor-piercing shells. Instead, they received a loadout that consists of almost entirely high explosive shells. Merda! The Littorio class battleships might be able to get away with this since they carry 18-inch guns, but our battlecruisers and heavy cruisers are a different story entirely. The Austro-Hungarian Navy has also already started pestering civilian targets in an attempt to draw out our forces in the Adriatic Sea. Several fishing vessels have been seized or sunk entirely. We've had reports of Austro-Hungarian destroyers bullying fishing vessels for sport. This is unacceptable. I have ordered our battlecruisers in the Adriatic to immediately cast off and hunt down these figli di puttane destroyer captains. So far, they haven't reported any contacts, but I expect that they will soon. We will introduce these bastardo destroyers with 11-inch high explosive shells and see how they enjoy that treatment. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back. It's the second episode of the Regina Marina campaign. That's the 1940s campaign that I'm currently running. In case you're wondering how did I get to 1940s, just have a look at the video that's linked down below in the description. That is how you can unlock your additional campaigns, so you don't have to start in 1890. Now in the previous video I have created a couple of ships. Our fleet consists of 6 of these battle cruisers. 6 of the Giacchino class. We have 3 battleships of the Littorio class and a whole fleet of cruisers, which are going to assist us from all various directions. The problem that we're mostly facing is the ports of Pula, Spalato, and Cattaro. I think that the Austro-Hungarian Navy doesn't have any others, at least not that I know of. So their 1 battlecruiser, 23 heavy cruisers, 3 lights, and 4 destroyers are currently my biggest concern. And they're most likely coming out of these 3 ports. So they really have very few locations to get to. That means that I'm going to send out my ships, ideally in a couple of task forces. So let's say I want to have... I'm going to block off the ports here. Let's just go with all the battlecruisers. And the 2 heavies there? No, not really. This fleet? No, not yet. No. I want to link up with another heavy cruiser. Cancel. You are going to move to Livorno. You guys are all going to move here. And we have 2 more ships there. We're going to have these ships go here. The San Giorgio and the Torquato Tasso. 2 heavy cruisers there are going to be more in a fleet defense role. That is the guys in Ancona. Where are you, Ancona? Here. You're going to go to... Well, in being is just fine for what they're doing. This is fine. I still have a large positive balance. I want to keep it that way. My fleet is substantially smaller than that of the other nations, but should be susceptible, or should be sufficient to deal with, especially the Austro-Hungarian Navy. The guys from here are fine. I can have this heavy cruiser. I think you're moving. Yeah, this is fine. Let's begin. Turns might take a little longer because there are more things to update and more things to move. So the turns are probably going to take, I don't know, depending on your PC, a couple of seconds to maybe a minute longer. Now I have my 5 battlecruisers here. They have a very nice range and they appear to be blocking most of the area here. So any ships coming out of Spalato or Cattaro are most likely going to get detected. Can I move these and merge these? No, sadly not. I would love to get these guys merged, but apparently that's not a thing. We're going to keep them on sea control. And I have the battleship, battlecruiser, and 3 heavies. All of you are going to move here. This new task force system is great. Really like it. 2 battleships and 3 heavy cruisers are going to move all the way over there, which is still well within the amount of range that they can move. And that should keep the Germans quite busy. The Germans have a destroyer there, another destroyer there, a battlecruiser and a light cruiser there. They got their battleships holed up in the Baltic, which is exactly where I would like them. They should stay there. Let's start building another ship. Another one of these battlecruisers would be nice to have. Let's just go for 2. It's going to take me 18 months. That's fine. And meanwhile, we're researching like crazy, because I have quite a large research budget. And that means that in 4 months, we're going to have new turret mechanisms, we're going to have new explosives, and eventually we'll have new hull strengthening techniques. Austro-Hungarian warns their Admiralty, Miklos Horthy, by the way, for his excessive naval expenditure. He may soon be replaced if he continues to underperform. Already? How is this happening? Their growth is negative. Are they spending so much? I mean, their GDP is shrinking, but that goes for all the nations at the moment, including myself. I'm not exactly sure why. Anyway, our task force has met a sizable task force from the Austro-Hungarians. We got 1 battlecruiser, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heavy cruisers, and a light cruiser, and a destroyer. This should be pretty easy pickings for my battlecruisers, depending on the armament of this battlecruiser. Let's commence the fighting. Here we go. What's the formation that we have? We got the guys in a 3-2. That's not too bad. The skybox look nice, if a little pixely. What do these heavy cruisers of yours have? Why are you heavily damaged? What happened to you? The hell? That heavy cruiser's half gone. Are my ships okay? Yeah, they are. This could be a bug. This thing has triple 8-inch guns, a bunch of 4s, 2s, 3s, more 2s, and more 2s. Visible torpedo tubes. Here. There. Although they're potentially destroyed. And there. They're definitely torpedo threats. Good thing that my ships have a pretty hefty sonar 3. And that hopefully will keep them alive. They're pretty far away as well. 35 kilometers. Okay. Let's make it one large group. Let's all fall into one line. Normal speed. Actually, we're going to go to full speed. That should be sufficient. We have spotted their battlecruiser as well. Is this thing also damaged? No, it is not. Some of these... This guy is also damaged. What happened? What happened? Did you get hit by a storm or something? I didn't read anything about storm mechanics, so I'm not sure what is going on with this ship. The battlecruiser for the Austro-Hungarians is carrying 8 14-inch guns, 1 888, and 2 double 3s. No torpedo launchers to speak of. So either this thing has a ton of speed, or it has a ton of armor. Otherwise they would have maybe bigger guns, or a lot more secondaries. At any rate, my radar generation 3 seems to be capable of detecting these things early on. Are these guys in 2 separate formations? No, they're not. Here we go, 30 clicks out. I cannot fire that far. I can fire out to 20 and 21.3 with high explosive. The torpedoes can range out to 12, so we're going to have to keep those locked down for a little. A bit later, the enemy has opened fire. I suspect that this is the long-range firepower from the 14-inch guns, because everything else is out of range. My warships have, since the update, 2 different ways of, or 2 different types of ammo. I'm apparently carrying too much high explosive. I got 262 AP shells and 600 HE shells, which is really not the way that I would like these ships to be. I need to probably refit them and make sure that they carry the right type of ammo, because this is not what I have in mind for these things. Now the ship that we're opening up on is this destroyer here. It's the only destroyer in this task force, carrying 2 5-inch guns, a 4-inch, a 2-inch, and a set of torpedo launchers on the stern. So especially early on, it's not going to be very deadly. Since we have the high explosive, we might as well use it. preferably with the whole fleet. And the whole fleet is doing some curious things, despite the patch notes saying that these ships should be a little bit less likely to run into each other. And I've already turned avoid ships off to make sure that they don't start doing all sorts of crazy maneuvers. Whoa! That was a great hit. Causing flooding and engine damage on that destroyer. That was one hit from a high explosive shell. But then again, we carry fairly potent high explosive shells, if I'm not mistaken. We have super heavy shells. Secondary shells are max HE. Oh, sorry, no, that's the amount of ammo that we carry. That should have been balanced, not max. HE shells, base fuse, yeah. I made sure that these have a fairly decent HE pen chance. And that way I can deal with threats from large to small. I can deal with high explosive or with the destroyers very easily. And at the same time, I should be able to deal with something the size of a battlecruiser fairly easily as well. Now we're going to set the main guns to the target here and set the secondaries to the destroyer. The secondaries for this ship class is a bunch of 4-inch guns, 8 turrets carrying 2 barrels each, and of course I have the torpedo launchers, which are starting to look like a pretty interesting weapon, considering the enemy is definitely closing on us. Shells are landing all over the place, as we have not yet found the range. Well, I say that, and a high explosive shell hits. Where's your battlecruiser? There's your battlecruiser. 1.5% chance to hit is not great. We're gonna have to wait a little bit. I really need to look into that amount of high explosive that I carry. That's gonna come back to bite me. This destroyer is closing to 10 kilometers now from the flagship. We're probably going to have to motivate that thing to not get so close. We're going to switch fire again to the destroyer. And I suspect that 1 or 2 salvos ought to knock it out of the fight. It's expended the ammunition of its torpedo launchers, so it's launched its torpedoes. We're going to turn the entire group around. Size? 22-inch, sneaky torps, electric propulsion. Now, let's see if these things are as survivable as they used to be. Because this has been changed, the way that damage and flooding work. So I'm interested to see if this destroyer is actually going to be suffering from that reduced survivability. You got a 29.2 pitch? Oh, my pitch is 35. Okay, so you're actually a more stable platform, but they got a 14.6% longitudinal weight offset. That's pretty bad. Longitudinal weight offset means that the bow in this case is too heavy. And that's not going to do this destroyer any favors. Can we see the torpedoes yet? We have sonar. The Hussar is getting ripped apart. Meanwhile, we have identified the heavy cruiser. This is the Spalato. And the Spalato can barely be penned. At least at this range. What sort of armor do you have there, Spalato? Come on. The game feels not as responsive when selecting ships or moving the cursor around. 8.5-inch main belt, 4.6-inch fore, 3.9 aft, and 118% armor quality means that she has about 8 inches of aft belt. So I need to go through quite a lot if I want to pen that ship. 8 inches means that at a 1,000-meter range, I can easily pen it with high explosive. At about 7.5 kilometers, I can pen it with AP as well. Easily, that is. Looks like the Hussar is going to be the first casualty of the war, at least on their side. And she's gone. Okay. Who would like to go first? 16 kilometers, 16.9. Let's focus on the Erzherzog. What is with this ship? You got a very sizable battlecruiser at 31,000 tons. With the 14-inch guns, but they're dead slow. Their armor belt isn't that good. You only paid 55 million. This is a budget battlecruiser. It's got capped ballistic shells, which means that they're going to be penning quite a lot. Yeah, these things are ridiculously deadly. And will probably easily slice through my battlecruisers. Yep. Even at about 20-kilometer range, they have no problems penning that. Okay. That's fair. That means we're going to have to take some different measures. Let's see. We can't very well pen this thing. Well, it's easier to pen than the heavy cruisers. I just don't like my 1.8% chance to pen. These other guys, 16.5, 16.3. Let's see if I can finish off the Styria. And make sure that that thing's no longer going to be lobbing torpedoes my way. She's got fast 23-inch torpedoes. Now at this angle, I'm pretty likely to ricochet. But high explosive is much less likely to ricochet and is capable of dealing damage. And I still have plenty of high explosive shells in these ships. Destroy the secondary gun on the already damaged cruiser. Where's your light cruiser? Oh, there, the Bludens. It's kind of lagging behind. Not necessarily less dangerous. Because it does carry torpedoes, but these two are short range. 22-inch fast torpedoes. I think we're accidentally hitting the Erzherzog. Yeah, we're really not targeting that. It's just that these shells are flying about a kilometer or two over the target. What's your speed? 21. Yeah, so we're closing the distance. What the fuck? The formation system is still fucked. I know they tried to unfuck it, but unsuccessfully so. And these ships are supposed to avoid collisions. Yeah, right. Well, we're gonna have to discuss the efficacy of your collision avoidance, because it's not really working. What a mess. Alright. Regina is gonna join the Guiscarlo. So go there, and you're gonna join that diff as well. There. You're gonna go that way, you're gonna go that way. And try not to get in each other's way too much, yes? We're gonna eliminate the Bludens before she starts throwing a whole lot of torpedoes my way. So far, I've done 3,600 damage, and they've done none. This is pretty sad. I'm getting a partial pen with high explosive on the Bludens. Stop ramming, you moron! Good God! Engines reverse. Thank you. Now she's slowing down. What the hell? 19% chance to pen. That's really not that good. At 12 kilometers out? And that's with AP. She's got an armor belt of 3.1 to 2.9. So the armor belt isn't even that impressive. 11 kilometers out, so let's round it up to 12.5. Means that with 4.8 inches of HE pen, I can actually pull quite a bit of damage on this ship. Let's see what happens. Oh shit. Let's see what happens if I get these guys to fire AP. Flora, join that div. Off you go. Guiscarlo, that way. Angle from this ship is potentially a lot better. Can these heavy cruisers do anything? Oh, it doesn't even say because they don't have the range. Yeah. That light cruiser's getting butchered. Absolutely butchered. Don't mess with the Regina Marina, because it will mess you up. I seem to have taken a hit on the San Carlo de Partenop, but it's not serious. Ricochet. Flora. The Flora is now trying to keep information, it seems. Yeah, let's maintain that. I really want to eliminate this thing before I get into range of those torpedoes. Please. What was this battlecruiser doing? It scored 31 damage? Against what? Against the Guiscardo. Sorry, Guiscardo. Not Lau. Cardo. But it's really not that effective. We're going to switch this group to AP. Because I think I can pen this pretty reliably now. Overpen. The torpedo range is 10 something. 10-1. So there she goes. Okay. The Erzherzog is now very much more at risk. Heavy cruisers 14, 12, 14, and the battle cruiser is actually pretty vulnerable. Surprisingly so. Oh shit, we're running out of ammo. I probably won't have enough ammo to maintain this fight. Could you slow down? What is it with these ships trying to overtake their leader? Like, what's your problem? Ugh. This Italian captain on the Regina is proving to be a little too excited to make his point in battle. Stop avoiding. And is just desperately trying to, I don't know, get into range? I'm not even sure. All ships, auto-select your ammo and target the Styria. I'm going to try and eliminate some of their heavy cruisers. And the Styria is already fairly weak. We're going to go to flank speed, even if the expense, or at the expense of accuracy. And we're going to make sure that we get closer. 12.7, which still puts us way outside of the range of their torpedoes. But our torpedo is not particularly useful either, because they're heading away. Very light damage on the Guiscardo, but I've done 100 times more damage. And I thought the AI was going to do better. Penetration, destroyed secondary guns, set some fire. Many bulkheads, standard quarters, a hefty longitudinal weight offset. 17.9. They really shouldn't let these things leave the dock. They're not stable. They're just really not stable. Furia! Idiot. The Furia isn't even trying to slow down. Reverse engines, immediately. Slow down, idiot! No, not you. You. Okay, the formation system is busted. Absolutely busted. Don't trust that. Because it will fuck up your formations, and potentially even more so than it was before. And the game is less responsive overall. This is a beta, keep that in mind. It's 1.05 beta, so there will be things that got broken, that are buggy. Such is the way of the game. I am definitely not using enough AP here. Or at least I don't carry enough. Yeah, this ship is out of AP. The Regina has switched to high explosive. And even that is running low. I might already have to refit these battle cruisers before the 3rd month at this rate. I packed them full with high explosive. And the same can probably be said of my battleships, because I didn't adjust it there either. Styria is severely burning. One of the main guns has been destroyed. They still have done barely any damage. You guys. You're out of ammo? Shit. Okay. We didn't put minimum ammo, right? Just a normal complement? Turrets, reloading, shells. Yeah, shells, ammo, standard. What? It's extremely rare for my ships to run out of ammo without killing all the enemy ships. But it looks like the San Carlo and the Flora are going to have to disengage because they're running out of ammo. And I'm not trusting the 4-inch to kill these things off. I really don't believe that that's going to work out. What's your chance to pen? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, you're out of ammo. Okay, that's interesting. You're going to retreat. Furia still has a lot of ammo. Focus that. You are out of ammo. You're out of ammo. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go back to Italy and get some more ammo. Torpedo the Styria if you can. Just go aggressive. I don't care if it misses. What the hell? They carry 220 ammo per gun, but it's gone so fast. We fire 3 salvos per minute. So that's 8 shells times 3. 24 shells. Yeah, okay. It is gonna go quick. So all I have left is HE ammo. Okay. Well, this was a curious first encounter. Even if I have done about 80 times more damage than they have. Go on, at least shoot. Furia. What's the status on the torpedo launchers? They're looking at the target, but they're not actually launching. Probably because the Styria is... yeah, she's moving away. Which means that the torpedoes are not likely to hit. Do I let this one live? Yeah, might as well. Okay, that was interesting. That was interesting. So, what did we kill? 1 destroyer and a light cruiser? And the rest all survived? That's quite unsatisfactory for a first battle. But it has definitely taught me that you need a lot more high explosive. And potentially I need to adjust these ships so that they have a bigger complement of shells in general. Not just high explosive or not just AP, just more shells in general. Because I simply don't have enough. We've ended the battle by getting all of our ships to disengage. We've lost 35 crew members, they've lost 1,500. They've lost 2 ships in the form of the Bludens and the Hussar. They have 2 victory points versus my 1,042. The AI might still need a little bit of work. Now, that's an interesting start of the campaign. Let's get these guys... where? Hello? Where's the fleet? Oh, you're all repairing. Okay. And time to use that refit mode. Because I need to have a look at this ship. And yeah, of course the tower's not correct. We're gonna refit this. Mount 1. That's the tower, isn't it? Yeah, it's the tower. Aft weight offset 5.5? What? The ship was balanced. What did you do to my ship? Did you remove a funnel or something? The hell? I swear this ship was balanced. It does not have an offset. We just saw that in the video. What the fuck? It also has no range? Oh, sorry. No, that's normal. Yeah, I set that up intentionally. But it has copied over none of my normal settings. Because this thing had gear turbines too. There. I think it had a better auxiliary engine. We're gonna put a better shaft on that. Yeah, it forgot everything. Oh, that needs to be patched. Ideally quickly, because this is stupid. These were electric torpedoes. We're going to give you a standard ratio. Standard ratio. We're going to fire, what was it, base fuse, I think, and semi-ballistics. We're going to give you super heavy shells, maybe an increased complement of shells as well. Barbettes, anti-torpedo blisters, double hull, citadel, anti-floods. Reinforced, better steering. Did you change my armor scheme as well? No, that seems fairly okay. What the hell, game? I put these sliders where they were with a reason. A specific reason, in fact. Standard loading. No. Is that because I have an increased complement of shells? Not really. If I go for oil, better. If I give them diesels, they're too heavy. Turbo-electric drive is also a bit heavy. This might be... Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm getting into trouble. And also the type of propellant. These were supposed to be very big ship killers. Huh. 13 inches of armor is fine, 6.5 is fine. Let's reduce the anti-torpedo blister. I'd say we're going to focus the HE a bit, or the secondary a bit more around HE. Does that make any difference? 2 tons. Standard complement of torps, which means it gets 6 per launcher, that's fine. Autoloaders is slightly too heavy, by about 100 tons. There. Okay, save that design. Flight 2 of the Giacchino class. Can I now refit the ships that I have? You're at sea. Yeah, you're en route, aren't you? So let's say I have the Flora going to in being. How does one actually refit this ship then? That's something I don't know yet. Next turn? I've lost 1 transport ship. Seems fine. Okay, fleet. The Flora. I can view it in the dockyard. But refitting? No way. How do you refit a ship? Ship. Refit. Refit. What? I cannot even build the ship either? What the hell is going on? How do I get these ships to be adjusted? Oh, you're not at home. That's probably why. That's probably why. Move. Home. Go. Lost 1 transport ship, it's fine. Where are you? Ancona. But you're still in the Eastern Mediterranean, aren't you? No, you're in Ancona. What the fuck? How do I refit his ship? Refit. You can access refit mode. Okay. You can modify existing designs. Yes. When you save the design automatically named, la 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 la, you can build as an addendum, correction to the refit system. The problem was me. I renamed the Giacchino class the Giacchino 2, and the game of score said, well, there are no Giacchino 2 class ships. That's right. But if I make it again, so I copy the design again, now I can actually refit the ship. Now I can just say, you know what? I want to have all of these ships to refit for a total of 6 million. Proceed. And now they're all getting refit for another 2 months, which should then make sure that they have all the ammo that they need. So, it was not a game issue, it was me. Just do not rename your ship from the original name to something else. Just make sure it has the same name and let the game then refit your ships for you. So, definitely not a bug, just a user error, which was me.